Zay in the house. Let's head into the NerdVerse. Stop everything for a moment. Take a deep breath. Because what Marvel has just shown are not just trailers thrown out there to generate hype. They are narrative statements. They are carefully placed clues meant to make it clear that Avengers Doomsday will not be about winning a war, but about surviving the consequences of choices that have already been made. The end is not coming. It has already begun, and everything points to personal decisions that are now about to destroy entire realities. The first teaser makes this explicit right away, precisely because it is almost too silent. There is no epic music, no long dialogue, no confrontation. Just Steve Rogers, a tired man. A man who seems, at last, to be at peace. He gets off his motorcycle and walks into a simple house almost too ordinary for someone who saved the universe. He opens a suitcase, and there it is. The Captain America uniform, neatly folded, stored away like something from the past. But the scene does not end there. The camera shifts, focus. Steve is holding a baby in his arms. And in that instant, everything we believed about the ending of Endgame begins to collapse. For years, Marvel sold us the idea that Steve finally got his happy ending. That after so much war, so much loss, and so much sacrifice, he deserved to live a simple life alongside Peggy Carter. But Doomsday asks an uncomfortable question. What if that happy ending was never fair to the multiverse? In the MCU, time does not work like a single line that can be rewritten. It branches. Every choice creates a new reality. Steve did not return to our world. He left it. He lived for decades in a reality that was not his own, interfering with events, forming bonds, changing destinies. He married, had a child, and built an entire life outside his original timeline. And according to the MCU's own rules, that is extremely serious. In Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Reed Richards explained something many people overlooked at the time, but which now becomes central. Incursions happen when two realities collide, and one of them must be destroyed for the other to survive. The biggest trigger for this is the prolonged presence of someone outside their native reality. Steve did not stay for hours, he did not stay for days, he did not stay for years. He stayed for an entire lifetime. The ultimate symbol of morality and heroism may have been, unintentionally, the point of imbalance that began the collapse of the multiverse. And this is where Doctor Doom stops being just a classic villain and becomes something far more interesting. Maybe he is not coming to conquer everything. Maybe he is coming to correct it, to eliminate dangerous variables, to make decisions no one else had the courage to make. And what if Steve Rogers is one of those variables? What if the purest man in Marvel is, in Doom's eyes, a mistake that must be erased? That is the cruelty of Doomsday. It does not pit heroes against villains. It pits choices against consequences. The second teaser goes even deeper into this theme. Now, through Thor, the image is powerful because it is simple. Thor is alone in a forest, speaking with Odin in Valhalla. This is not the exaggerated, joking, almost caricatured Thor we have seen recently. This is the Infinity War Thor, a broken god, humble, aware of his own failure. He does not ask for victory, glory, or power for power's sake. He asks only for the strength to fight one more time and return home, to return to his daughter, love. Thor no longer fights for the universe. He fights for someone specific, and that changes everything. Because when a hero fights for something abstract, there are still rules. When he fights for someone he loves, he crosses lines. Thor has become a father, and a desperate father is capable of breaking any moral barrier when he kneels and begs Odin with that level of vulnerability. A clear and terrifying possibility emerges: the Odin Force. The Ode Father's cosmic power, a force that turns gods into near-absolute entities. If Thor needs to resort to that, it means the threat is real, final, and greater than anything he has ever faced. But the MCU never grants power without a cost. Every time someone rises too high, something is lost. Thor may win the war, but he may not survive it as the same man. Perhaps the price of returning to his daughter will be too high. Perhaps he will have to sacrifice something that not even a god should sacrifice. The third teaser pushes this logic to the extreme by introducing the X. Xavier's mansion appears, but not as a symbol of hope. It lies in ruins, destroyed corridors, the Institute's sign thrown to the ground. Shockless Xavier's dream has failed. Meanwhile, a voice speaks about death, identity, and who you are when everything ends. Charles and Magneto appear together, not as enemies, but as old friends who have finally understood that their differences no longer matter in the face of the end of the universe. There is a clear tone of farewell, as if both know there is no more room for ideals when reality itself is about to collide. Cyclops appears in his most epic live-action scene ever, finally treated with the grandeur he has always deserved. The classic suit, flames in the background, and something even more terrifying emerging from the shadows: Sentinels. Machines created to hunt mutants. This reinforces a cruel theory. The X-Men may not be returning to be saved. They may be returning to be sacrificed. Because if an incursion requires one universe to die so another can survive, someone will have to pay that price. And Marvel may be laying the groundwork for the mutants universe to be that sacrifice. The fourth teaser ties everything together by bringing Wakanda, Namora, and the Fantastic Four to the center of the conflict. Shuri narrates about loss, duty, and responsibility. This is not a speech of victory. It is a speech of anticipated mourning. M'Baku remains king of Wakanda, while Shuri still carries the mantle of the Black Panther, but something about it feels temporary, as if Wakanda is preparing for a new era, or for a new sacrifice. Namor appears different, colder, more imperial, more threatening. He has never been a classic hero. He is a pragmatic leader. He will do anything to save Talok and even destroy an entire universe if that ensures his people's survival. In Wakanda Forever, he made that clear. He does not hesitate, he acts. And that is exactly the kind of character Doomsday needs. Someone willing to make decisions traditional heroes never would. When the final teaser states that the Wakandans and the Fantastic Four will return, it becomes clear that Doomsday will not be resolved with punches. It will be resolved with political, moral, and existential decisions. Who decides which universe lives and which dies? The Avengers, the X-Men, Wakanda, Namor, or Doctor Doom? That is the film's true war. Steve chose to love. Thor chose to be a father. Charles chose to believe. Namor chooses to survive. And now the multiverse is collecting the debt. Perhaps there is no happy ending. Perhaps there is only the lesser evil. Perhaps someone will have to bear the weight of destroying an entire universe to save another. And the final question Avengers Doomsday asks us is simple, cruel, and inevitable. If your universe were the one chosen to end, would you accept it? Because this time, there will not be enough heroes to save everyone. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these trailers made you the most tense? Did Steve really cause an incursion? Will Thor use the Odin Force? Are the X-Men doomed? Will Namor make the cruelest decision of all? Leave your theory in the comments. Subscribe to the channel because from now on, the end is no longer a possibility. It has already begun.